Not recording. I know. Okay, good. Now we are recording. That's fine. I wanted to make sure. Okay, so as I was saying, you had an exercise in here. Everybody has it because it is there. It is public. And let me click on the people who delivered or submitted the homework. Let me see. I'm gonna click in there. And you see how many people haven't done this? Only these two, this one, this, and this. And then the rest hasn't done anything. I told you that you have to make sure you check the platform. And I even told you I was gonna upload that homework to the platform. And I don't know why you haven't done it, but that's okay.
Teacher, I don't see my name.
Your name here? Are you
Francifel.
who?
Francifel.
Francie.
Fel. Sí.
Francie
Oui.
Fair,
Yes.
look. That's you.
Okay.
Yeah. You there. So, okay, make sure, let me see, what was the date? Oh, I guess you won't be able to upload it because it is locked. But what I'm going to do, I know you will see this, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to unlock the the exercise so you can upload it. I don't know when that was anyways, but let me put it until Thursday. So you have until Thursday so you can do that and upload it. You see? There you go. So you go there, you see it, and then you will be able to upload it. So you have 2 more days. Okay, so that's not what the class is about today because that's from the past. What I'm going to do this week is I'm going to go into the platform and correct whatever you did. If you didn't do anything until Thursday, then you are losing points because everything has points. Okay, now today, I know that you won't know anything about what I'm going to talk today because if you didn't go to if you didn't do the exercise that you were supposed to do, so you don't have idea of the topic. But anyways, I will try to explain this as clear as possible. If you have any questions, you can ask, interrupt me. I don't have issues with that. And then this is what I was preparing for you. I was not gonna teach you today. I was not gonna teach that to you today, but I said, okay, let's do it. All right, so let's start the presentation. So here you have, this is a little logo that I made, little logo, United States flag, Dominican flag, and OYM logo. And today we're gonna talk about the rules. So let's go. Today we're gonna talk about these little rules in here. My internet connection is not stable. Hold on. Okay, now it's good. Okay, now we're gonna talk about some rules. And I'll be talking most of the time because you don't know these, or maybe some of you know, but okay, so we're gonna talk about homophones, homographs, consonant blend, consonant digraph. We're also gonna talk about short vowel rule, long vowel rule number 1, the long vowel rule number 2, and vowel digraph. This is a lot of information, The rules are short, but they have a lot of information. And I'll try to go, I didn't organize this so well because I know you were waiting for me, but I'm going to try to do it as easy as possible for you. Okay, now let's go with the first 4. You see? Homophones, homographs, consonant blend, consonant digraph. Now, everybody knows what a consonant is, I guess. Let me disable my WhatsApp notifications. Hold on. Okay. All right, here we are. Okay. Do you guys know what a consonant is? Can anybody tell me what a consonant is? Look, consonant. What is a consonant? If you know, you can unmute your microphone and say it, or you can raise your hand. What is a consonant? That's the question. Mhm.
For me, it's a word that is a vowel.
Is a, can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Okay. I say that for me, a consonant every letter that is a vowel.
Okay, very good. That's right. Well, Joe Casey says that a consonant is any letter that is not a vowel. That's what she says. Okay, very good. That's right. That's fine. Now, let's see two things about consonants. Listen, you don't have to write anything down because remember, I'm going to upload the video, so everything is going to be recorded. Okay, so consonant blend. What is a consonant blend? If you study the material that I gave you, you should know that a consonant blend is when you have two consonants together and each one of the consonants has a sound. You have to pay attention to me. Don't write, because if you write, you won't understand. So here we have three words. We have right, spring, and black. Now, we are working with consonants, so forget about the vowels in there. So we have W and we have R. This is a consonant blend because you have two consonants there, right? But each one of the consonants sounds when you say the word. For example, imagine that you forget to say or to pronounce, to make the sounds for W. Then you wouldn't say right. But what about if we have, if you forget the letter R in there, imagine that you take off the letter R, then you say white and not right. So the letter sound is important. Then we have spring, and imagine that you forget to pronounce the S, then you will say pring. But what about if you forget the P? You say shrink. But if you forget the R, you say sping, which means that each one of the letter sounds, the consonant sounds, is important for this word to have sense, or to make sense, not to have sense. Sorry, I was thinking Spanish. Right? So this is a consonant blend. When you have two or three consonants together and each one has a sound. Then we have the opposite. We have consonant digraph. And consonant digraph is when you have two consonants together, but the two consonants represent only one sound. How? Well, you say white. If you say woo, the WH is woo, only one sound, white. The CH is only one sound, ch. So you say church, ch is CH. And what about pack? The CK is only K. So pack represent only one sound. So that's the difference. Here, you need all the sounds, but here, it is only one sound. That's the difference. Now, moving on to homophones. I know that you have seen these words a lot, but you haven't noticed or you haven't taken them into account. For example, homo means the same. I don't know if you have heard about Homo sapiens, that's us. Homo means the same, and phone means sound. So homophones mean same sound. So what is a homophone? A homophone is a word that is written differently, but when you pronounce it, it has the same sound as another. For example, see, as in I see you from here, and see from ocean. They're exactly the same word when you pronounce them, but they're differently or different when you write them down. We also have be and be. Verb to be, I am, you are, he is. But you also have be, which is a flying insect, which when you say the word there is no difference, sorry, but when you write it down, is a huge difference in writing. So homophones, words that are written differently, but they are pronounced the same way. And then we have homographs. Homo means the same, and graphs means writing, spelling. So homographs are words that have the same spelling, but they have different meaning. And you say, how come? How can a word be written the same way and has a different meaning? Well, the point is that homographs normally have a different pronunciation, although they're written the same way. For example, let's take this word here, the first one in homographs. I know some of you said present, which is from present time, present, past, and future, right? But what about if I tell you that this is also present? To present, like from a presentation. You write it the same way, but you pronounce it differently, depending on what you are talking about, depending on the context of the word. Then we have this word. Maybe some of you say record. A record is something that you do that nobody has done before, right? So that's a record. But what about record? When you have your camera or when you have your recorder, voice recorder, and you start recording, it is the same thing, the same word, but different meaning, different context, different pronunciation. And finally, before we go on, we have the last word, and the last word is live. Live? Well, yeah. When you are recording, when you are on television, or when you are on Facebook and you're doing a live video, is in present time, that's live. But that is also live, to live, the verb to live, right? So basically, it's the same writing, but different pronunciation, different meaning. That's the point. I don't know if you have a question so far. If you have question, ask now, because we're gonna go away. Remember, this is only like a review because I gave you all this information and you have it in a paper. So I'm just reviewing this with you. Do you have any questions so far? I'll give you 10 seconds so you can ask. Okay, so then we go on.
Teacher,
Yes?
teacher,
Yes, Caesar?
excuse me. I would like you to tell me about the consonant blend, again. I'd like you to tell me about it again.
Consonant blend. Okay, consonant blend is when in one word you have two consonants together and each one has a sound. Each one makes a sound. For example, you have black. When you say black, the B and the L they have a sound. Black, because if you forget to say the L, then you say back. But if you forget to say the B, then you say lack. So each one of the sounds are important.
Okay, I got it now. I got it now.
All right.
In the exercise, you could few seconds. I was confused. I already know how to do it. Okay,
Okay.
got it now. Thanks.
All right. Now, something very important is that in the word black, if you notice, you have the two things. You have a consonant blend at the beginning, but you have a consonant degraph at the end because the C and the K, they only make one sound, which is k, black. Yeah. All right. Now, we know what consonants are, and now I know that all of you know what a vowel is. Vowels, vowels, vowels. Look, these are the 5 vowels. In English, we have more than 5. Right now, I only focus on these 5 because I know that in Spanish we have them, so they're easy for us. So we have A, E, I, O, U. That's the way we learn the vowels. A, E, I, O, U, right? Now, we have the word syllable. A syllable is a part, not a part of a sentence. I'm sorry, hold on. I have to edit that. I made a mistake there. It's not a part of a sentence. A syllable is a part of a word. I'm sorry. I was writing fast. A part of a word. Oops, let me go back. So syllable, part of a word. All of us know that. Now, you need to know that vowels in English, right? They have 2 sounds. They have a long sound and they have a short sound. So remember, vowels have 2 sounds, a long sound and a short sound. You guys already know the sounds, the long and the short, but you haven't noticed that. Now, let me show you. The long sound is the way we pronounce the letter. For example, this is A, E, I, O, U. So basically, that is the long sound for the vowels, the normal way that we pronounce the letter. The long sound is also called the letter sound. But besides the long sound, we have a short sound. And that's what we are going to discover in the following part. I know you have no questions about this because these vowels are easy for you. But here, we are going to discover the short sounds now. Short vowel rule. What does it say? Well, the short vowel rule says that it is actually divided into 2 parts, as it says over there, into two parts. The first one says that when you have a word and at the beginning of the word or a syllable or the syllable, sorry, if you have a vowel at the beginning of a word, that vowel 99% of the time has the short sound. I say 99 because we might have a word 1 out of a million that is not pronounced with a short sound. That's why I don't want to say 100%. You know how English is. So when you have a word and at the beginning of the word, you have a vowel, it has the short sound. Let's see this here on this example. We have this word, is. We have a second word, am. And we have a third word, un. If you notice, here we're not saying ice. Because if you say ice, you will have a confusion between ice cream or my eyes, right? So that's right, it is pronounced is. So the short sound for I is E, is. Then we have um, and you say because you don't want to have confusion with another word, which is aim. Because if you say aim, that means you want to shoot someone and you're aiming, right? So that's why we say So the short sound for that letter, for that vowel, is a, Then we have a third one, which is on. And here we don't say own, because if you say own, then that means something belongs to you. I own this house. I own this car, right? That's right. You say on. So the short sound for O is on you, on me. Okay, when we finish this rule, I will leave a space if you have any question. That was the first part of the rule. The second part of the rule is that when you have a consonant, sorry, not a consonant, when you have a vowel between two consonants, as you can see here, look, in the second chart, here we have a vowel in the middle of two consonants, a vowel in the middle of two consonants. So here you say fox. You don't say folks, because if you say folks, that means something else. I don't know. Then we have the word bed, so that is which means that if you say bead, that means something else. That's right, when this letter or vowel is between two consonants, it sounds and not e, so be careful. Then we have here, this is very special, this vowel, which is U, the long sound, has two short sounds. And if you say the words in there, you will notice that although it is the same vowel, it has different sounds. For example, you say put, u, right? As in Spanish. But in the following word, you say bought, So basically, depending on the word, this vowel has a different sound. And those are the short sounds for the vowels. Let me see if you have any questions so far. You can ask before we continue. So remember, short vowel rule. If at the beginning of a word you have a vowel, it has the short sound. If you have a vowel between two consonants, it has a short sound. How do you know the short sounds? Well, just read the words that you have in there, are easy for you, and you will identify the short sounds. Let me know if you have a question now before we continue. I know, I'm sorry that this subject is uncomfortable because we don't have a lot of interaction, because I have to be explaining, because these are things that maybe you didn't know or that you hadn't seen before. So I'm gonna give you a few seconds to see if you have questions so far.
Teacher, I'm sorry, but the power is gone in my house.
Oh, the power is gone. Don't worry. We are going to have the video there, so you will see it later.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to continue then. We are halfway, I guess, halfway. And here we have long vowel rule number 1. Very easy. There is a phrase that says, when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. That means that when in one word or syllable, you have two vowels, the first one will sound and the second one is mute. For example, look at Look at the screen now. Look, you have the word C. You have two vowels. The first one sounds and the second one doesn't sound. Imagine that the second one, this is imaginary, okay? Imagine that the second one, it is not there, or is not there, sorry. The long sound for this one is E. So if you combine it with S, you say C. So basically this one is not doing any function in terms of sounds. But what about the second one? In the second one, we have these two vowels. The first one sounds with a long sound, remember the letter sound, and the second one is mute. So what is the long sound for this one? I know you say A. So if you combine A, W, and T, you will say wait. So basically, the I in here is not doing any function in terms of phonetical purposes. Then we have a next one. We have take, take. We have 1, 2. So the first one does the talking, the first one sounds, the second one doesn't sound. So if you erase this letter, this is something imaginary, remember, huh? If we take this one off in sounds, then you say take. So no function. This one doesn't work in sounds. And then if you continue, you will see that the rest follow the same rule. We have mute, U. We have train, A. So the second vowel doesn't do anything in there. And that's it. That's it for that rule. That one is very easy. That one is easy. And then we have the long vowel rule number 2. Well, if the previous was easy, this is the easiest one. It says that when you have a vowel at the end of a word or syllable, it has the long sound. For example, we have B, E. We have she, E. We have go, O. We have pony. This word is special. And you might say, teacher, this is not a vowel. This is a consonant. Consonant Y. Well, let me tell you, Y and W sometimes become consonants in English, vowels in English, sorry. And if you want to know the rules, just go to the platform, download the document that I left there, and it explains when Y sounds E and when Y sounds I. So when it has a long sound, when it has a short sound, that's a whole different case. The last word we have is high, which is I, right? So the vowel is at the end of the word and it has a long sound, high. We have 2 more rules. We have vowel degraph. We said here in the long vowel rule number 1 that in any word that you see 2 vowels together, the first one sounds, the second one is mute. But what about if we run into a word like this? Book. If you apply the previous rule, the long vowel rule number 1, then you will say book. In here, you will say breed. Here, you will say roam. You see? And then you continue like that. But this is not how we pronounce these words. These words have a different sound and don't follow the previous rule that I have just told you. This is because these words are called vowel degraph. Vowel degraph are words. I'm sorry, I messed the S in there, but there is a S there. So are words that do not follow the long vowel rule number 1. Now, then it comes the biggest question. How do you know when a word has vowel digraph or when a word follows the long vowel rule number 1? Where I'm going to tell you, look, 99% of words follow the long vowel rule number 1. Only 1% of the words in English follow the rule of vowel digraph. So there is a limited, really limited amount of words that belong to the vowel digraph. So if you don't know if a word has vowel digraph or the long vowel rule number 1, go for the long vowel rule number 1. It doesn't matter. If you do that, you will make mistakes. You will have only 1% of possibilities to make a mistake.
Okay, teacher. I know Rafa is laughing in front of me in this moment because we were discussing about it, and then
Yeah.
I told him I think vowel digraph is the right one, but he said, "Oh no, Caesar, the other one is the right one." But
It's
he
because for
beat
you,
me.
yeah, for you to know, I mean, I'm going to ask you a question. How many words have you invented?
No, teacher, I
No,
haven't
I'm not
invented.
talking about English. I'm talking about Spanish, which is our mother.
Spanish.
Yeah, how many words have you
Ah,
invented that people use every day? That you created the word?
I don't know,
Like
teacher, but
pizza.
I just follow the other people, when they say the
You
pámpara,
follow the
I
other
say the
people. Right, that's right, that's right, that's right. Look, none of us have invented any words. None of us. I mean, us in this group, because there are genius who have created words, but in English and Spanish, all the words that you say it because you heard them. So for you to distinguish between a vowel digraph
okay,
and a word that follows the long vowel rule number 1, you need to know the sound of the word. Remember, this is phonetics. We're talking about sounds. So to have the word written is not enough. You need to listen to the word. If you see this word like book and you say, oh,
so
okay, we have 2 vowels here, but it doesn't sound book. So that doesn't follow the long vowel rule number 1. So basically, this is a vowel digraph. Then you know, right?
the graph, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but we know this because we're studying languages, but normal people don't know this and normal people don't care about this. If you ask a person, let me go back. If you ask a person, hey, listen, why do you say is and no eyes? Because this is I and this is S. And if you combine it, it says eyes. Then you will say, well, people say it like that. But there is a reason that they don't know.
That's true, my teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, I say that because of my father knows how to speak English and he has much experience.
Yeah.
But
Don't worry, you're gonna know more
certainly,
than him.
certainly, if I ask him that, he wouldn't say it. You
No.
know,
Yeah,
because
that's right.
nobody know. Most of the people knows about that,
Listen, they know how to speak the language, but they don't know the language. That's the point.
the language.
When
Okay,
I know the language, I mean about the rules and things about the language.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Now I said things in here. I guess that's it. I guess that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Um, if you have questions now, you can ask. Remember, we touch homophones, homographs, consonant blend, consonant digraph, and the rules for the vowels. Let me see if you guys have any questions about what I have explained so far. Oh, I see you guys have no questions, huh? Well, As we say in Spanish, whether you understood everything or you understood nothing. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know. I know. Well, anyways, look, what you guys have to do is, as you saw, I extended the date to submit the first assignment, the first homework. Make sure that you go online and do it. And I know that maybe you didn't understand everything that I said. Not my English, not my English. I mean the subject matter. So make sure you go online when I post the video, watch it again, rewatch it, and make sure that you understand, because whatever I give you, I'm gonna make sure that at least a little thing is coming for the exams. This is not about, look, this subject is the one that sets the difference between you and anybody else who might speak English, because this is not English anymore. This is phonetics, which is another level. So if you guys have no questions, I'm gonna finish the meeting, and I'm going to upload the chapter number 1 from the whole book that we're gonna work, and then I'll see how you guys do, and we'll meet next week.
Teacher,
Yes,
where can I find the video?
the video. I'm going to upload the video, and I normally post it in the platform, but I'm going to share it. I'm going to share the link through the group, WhatsApp group, and I'm also gonna put it or post it in the platform.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys don't get scared because I talk too much. I talk a lot. I know. Sorry. All right. So I'll see you guys when I see you, you know? Nobody knows.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Take care.